At 15 years old, my mother decided it was time for me to learn Bible verses. She decided that before she would allow me to go outside to play on Saturday mornings, I had to quote a Bible verse to her. Consequently, I decided I was going to scour the Bible and find the shortest verse in the Bible I could possibly find. When I came across John 11:35, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And when I quoted that verse to her on that first Saturday morning, and I said to her, John 11:35, Jesus wept, she was not a happy camper. She just looked at me like, I felt overjoyed that I had kind of gotten over on my mom. But I didn't know at the time that as time goes by, John 11:35 would come to be one of the most comforting verses in the Bible to me personally. Let me explain why. In the context in which this text is drawn, Jesus finds out that his friend Lazarus has died. He goes to the house of Mary and Martha to be with them and to see about his friend Lazarus. Mary comes out to greet him, and she says to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. She's weeping. And in John chapter 11, verses 33 to 36, it says, when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. And he said, where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. Some theologians believe that Jesus was weeping because of Lazarus' death. But I find that hard to believe simply because Jesus knew that he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. I believe that Jesus was applying the same principle that he encourages us to apply in Romans 12:15, which tells us to rejoice with those who rejoice and to weep with those who weep. Jesus was now weeping with those who were weeping. He was showing compassion and empathy. He, who was fully God and fully man, drew himself into their pain and their sorrow. And I want you to understand, I want you to know that when you are hurting, when you are grieving, Jesus understands your pain. Jesus understands your sorrow, and he comes near you, and he draws close to you. As a matter of fact, Psalm 34:18 tells us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 46:1 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very help in trouble. And lastly, Hebrews 13:5b says, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. When you look at those verses, it lets us know God is with us in our pain, our hurts, and our sorrow. He will never leave us. He is with us, even in our darkest hours, and he is close to us. When we have a broken heart, we can trust and believe that God has not forsaken us, nor has he forgotten us. We can trust and believe that he is a very present help in a time of trouble. My friend, if you are going through a hurtful, painful, grieving period in your life, I pray that you find comfort in knowing that God, the God who died, that we might have everlasting life, understands your pain, understands your hurt. And he sent me here today to tell you that just as Jesus wept, you can weep too, knowing and believing that the God of comfort is with you in the midst of your tears.